You know, I was trying to figure out how to do edits on YouTube and still trying to figure that out. So, if my videos look really horrible, I'm sorry. Maybe, what I have to say will be better than what they look like. Maybe. So today I thought, we'd be in a lighter mood. And, maybe I'd just talk about my day. Well, more than just my day. 'Cause I'm sure that's boring, right? I don't want to hear about your day. What kind of person wants to hear about my day? Believe me, I understand. It's okay. I get it. But, so, I'm working at an insurance company, call center. It's a very interesting job. Get a lot of angry customers. I'm sure if you've ever worked at a call center, you know this, right? People calling in and cussing you out for things you can't control. So then you just sit there like, well, I'm very sorry for that. Whoa. Um, Again, I'm really sorry. I understand. No. Yeah, and you just have to take it. You know, it helps though with patience and control over your emotions. I actually think I can do a pretty good job at this. I mean, I haven't exactly gotten on the phones yet. I'm still shadowing, but I've listened to some angry customers. Although I've heard stories about worse, so at least I have that much going for me, I think. I don't know. See, but the funny thing is that they scream at me. I'm so tiny, I'd probably fly away. Um, and it's not like they can see or anything like that because, I walk out in a winter with a lot of breeze, and I could be a kite. I could. Just tie a string on. Yeah. Don't worry, I know how to make fun of myself. Believe me, I know. Yeah. But anyways, I have to get up at, well, okay, technically I should probably get up around 3:30 a.m. Sometimes I like to hit the snooze button. Although most of the time I don't hit the snooze button because it's only like 8 minutes and that's not enough extra sleep for me, so I set like 3 alarms. 3:30, 3:45, 4 o'clock. And you know what's really funny? I still kind of sit in bed for a little bit after 4. Although when I was first doing this, I would get up at 3. But after a while, your body's like, oh my gosh, this again. Ugh. Go back to sleep. And I'm just like, okay, I'm cool with that. I'm pretty cool with that. I do have to start getting in a better schedule. See, the horrible thing about it is that I go to bed when most people in my time zone are eating dinner. And so, well, my stomach's getting into the groove. It is. It actually is getting into the groove of things, which is good, because when I first started, our lunches are at 9 a.m. So when I first started, I was like, I'm not hungry, especially for lunch right now. But today, I went to Mel's Diner, had a big burger. I only ate half of it, but I'm saving the rest for dinner. And then I got a big thing of gravy, Mel's gravy fries. If anybody knows Mel's Diner. think it's only a California thing, and I'm not sure if it's all over California, but if you know about it, then you know maybe a little bit about Mel's Gravy Fries. Mel's Blue Burger, that's what I got today. And oh my gosh, that was amazing. It's not healthy, no, not at all. But see, I wasn't really thinking that I would be hungry because usually around this time, or that time, I wasn't. And so I got paid today. And Mel's was in walking distance. So guess what I chose? That's right. That is what I chose. And here's the funny thing. In the mornings, I always dress for the cold because when I'm leaving, it's 4:30 a.m. and it's still dark out, and it's winter, and it's cold. And then by the end of the day, if it's not raining still, or it's not too cold, usually I'm burning because I wore too much clothes. So I really can't win. And since I get off at 2 p.m., you know, the day's just really getting started. And that heat, if that sun's out, it's... And look, I wore black today. Of course, I wore black. And another shirt underneath. And I have 2 pairs of pants on. I've got the insulated pants. But I think I can handle it. I'm really only outside for the time that I'm driving home or being driven home. And so it works. Yeah, it does. But by the time I get home, you know, you're at work all day talking to you know, your coworkers, trying to figure out things, talking to your trainers, talking to your supervisors, and eventually talking to customers on the phone. By the time I get home, it may only be midday, but I don't want to interact with anyone. For the most part, I mean, I'm like, I'm done. Been up since 4. You know, I mean, for me, the day is almost over. It is currently 3:06. In about 3.5 hours, I should be going to bed. That's the truth. It is. So, you know, there have been times where I've gone to bed later than dinner time. Homework. Other things. Maybe I just couldn't sleep. I don't know. Either way, that does happen. In fact, the past 2 days, I've been unable to sleep very well and things like that. So, yesterday in class, training, I was passing out. I mean, I'm not the only one who's done it, but this was my first time really just wanting to do it. Like, you know, there have been times where I'm like, wish I could sleep, but I'll just stay awake. But no, yesterday it was like, oh, I'm not supposed to sleep right now. Oh, you know? Yeah. Yeah, and it's really funny because it was right after we had our lunch, and I wasn't tired during lunch. So, you know, I stayed awake, sat outside talking to coworkers. Yeah. And then as soon as I got back, it was like my body just gave out. And it was pretty funny. It was. I almost wished I had a back corner at that time, just to kind of like curl up in and pretend like maybe I was doing my work. Sometimes I do like this. pass out on my hands. Maybe have like them like this, staring at the computer. And then it kind of looks like I'm doing something, like maybe I'm reading something. I'll have the, computer open um, with something on it. Maybe people will actually believe. I haven't actually been told don't fall asleep in class, although I don't do it that often. I'm also very good at, I passed all my tests pretty easily. I ask a lot of questions and I answer a lot of questions, and I'm very helpful, and very attentive to a lot of the things that they're teaching for the most part. So I don't think that they really pay attention to whether I'm falling asleep, because they probably are like, oh, she's good. She knows what she's doing. And it's funny, we actually played Jeopardy in class yesterday, like trying to understand what we need to do on certain calls, okay? It was funny, because even if I didn't know the full answer, I was still like, I know. And everybody's like, oh, let her answer. So, I'd get up in front and I'd, state the answers, and then I'd have like, people on my team like whispering what I didn't know, and then I'd try to say it, and then, I think I did a pretty good job. Of course, I didn't win, but at least I tried. Isn't that how it works? That's how it works, right? At least I tried. And that's all that matters. Yeah, that is. I definitely have made a lot of friends being as outspoken and talkative and stuff. I catch on quickly to everything, and I make good effort. And I'm getting all the programs down. I'm friendly, so I already know that I can handle those people on the phone calls. Just be as courteous as you can. Even the angry ones will be like, oh, sorry. I'm pretty good with talking to people. And for the most part, I don't really have a lot of people that get angry at me. And if they do, I talk them down. So, it's not like I'm insincere about it or anything. And I think that's why it works, is because I'm very sincere. And I think I'm doing pretty good. Eventually, this job is going to teach me a lot about what I want to do in my future. So, health insurance company. I want to be an osteopathic doctor, and this teaches me the other side of things. So if I do work with insurance companies, at least I'll know the other side, and that's helpful. I think that this is not a bad experience for me to experience, and I am hoping to go up, maybe become a manager, whatever, and eventually I can travel the world with this job. Like maybe just like apply for different jobs in different countries and just go wherever life takes me. And I'm excited. I'm very much excited about this. And well, I'm doing pretty good. And I've even had people tell me, you're doing good. You know what you're doing. And hey, maybe I do. Or maybe I put on a good show and make it look like I know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm like freaking out on the inside. I don't know. Nah, I'm really not freaking out that much. Maybe a little bit, certain things, because it is a lot of information. But I'm smart. I know I can handle it, and I'll deal. Yeah, I think I will. But, anyways, that was my boring video for the day. I feel like you, might be in Charlie Brown right now. Something like that. Yeah. I'll come up with something better later. Who knows? Anyways, I, hope you subscribe to my channel. I hope you like the video. And, stay beautiful, because you are. And peace. Peace.